Hi again then guys, and so we've got another Gran Turismo 6 drag spec tune for you today, and this time it's for a hugely underestimated car, the Hyundai Clix concept. So you want your racing soft tyres as usual. For suspension we've got the ride height on 120 front and rear. Springs we've increased to 6 on the front and reduced to 225 on the back. For dampers you want 4 on the front and 1 on the back, and 4 on both for extension. Anti-roll as high as possible to keep the car nice and straight. Camber and toe neutral as usual to get as much tyre contact to the road as possible. For the gearbox we've got an auto setting of 230. Then for the individual gears you want first on 3, then second, third, fourth and fifth all the way to the left, and sixth on 0.700 with a final drive of 3.3. For the diff we've got the highest initial torque for that explosive launch off the line, high acceleration and low braking, and we've got a torque split of 40-60 on this one. You want all your power upgrades of course, and as with all of these drag tunes I will be running NOS, and obviously you want weight loss. Traction control is turned off as always, and as usual with these drag setups I am using an auto box, so if you do choose to use a manual you will obviously be quicker. Now as always I like to put these drag tunes up against vehicles with more power and in often cases less weight as well, to show just how competitive these tunes are in real drag situations. But I've never put it up against such an overwhelmingly better car than this. This Hyundai has 560 horsepower and weighs over 1,000 kilos. The car I'm putting it up against has 1,050 horsepower and weighs 540 kilos. I'm putting this Hyundai against Ayrton Senna's Lotus Formula 1 car. Obviously, this car has NOS and all-wheel drive to help it off the line, but it's still up against a car that's half the weight and has double the power. So let's see how they compare. Now off the line, as you'd expect, the all-wheel drive does give the Hyundai an advantage, but as we said, that Lotus is running almost double the power and virtually half the weight, so it's got every advantage you could possibly want. The top speed on the Lotus is also better. The Hyundai has a cruising speed of about 240 without NOS, whereas the Lotus does 257. And yet, the Hyundai is still in the lead. Now, as always, there are far too many specs to read out for the times that this car accelerates in, so if you want to check those out and compare them to other cars, I will put them in the video description for you to check those out if you want to. But overall, it's a seriously quick machine, and as I said, a completely underestimated car by most people. Most people don't even use this car, let alone realise just how fast it is. Up against one of the quickest vehicles in the game for acceleration, the Lotus F1 car, and yet it still takes the Lotus over 8,000 metres, which is 5 miles, to overtake a Hyundai. So it shows you just how quick this car is. So 7,900 metres, so a little bit quicker than what I said, but 7,900 metres to overtake a Hyundai with half the power and double the weight. So a pretty quick little car, this Hyundai. It handles really well as well, makes a brilliant track car. As you can see, cruising speed is, like I said, around the 240 region. And even at this point, it's only half a second behind the Lotus. And there's not many cars which can embarrass a Lotus like this can, especially the fact that it's a Hyundai just adds to the humiliation for the Lotus, really. Now, as I said, there are far too many specs to read out, but for the highlights, it hits 60 miles per hour in 1.5 seconds. It hits 200 miles per hour in 13.4 seconds. It does the quarter mile in 8.4, the standing mile in 21.4. It will cover 5 miles in less than 1 minute and 20 seconds. So, for a Hyundai, especially for a vehicle of its power, this car is immensely fast, and because of how good it is, you can outrun vehicles with far more power, as you saw there, compared to the Lotus, which has far more power. So this car, if you get the chance to buy one, I would highly recommend it, because It's such a sleeper car that nobody expects to be anywhere near as quick as it is. So if you do choose to use this tune, I hope you find it fun. I hope you find it competitive. If you did find it helpful, feel free to subscribe. I put out new drag tunes every weekend, new top speed tunes every day. And as always, thanks for watching.